Yeah, hello. I'm Cadarev, and I will be running Tomb Raider 2013, but luckily I'm not alone, so some smart people can actually talk about this game. Who are these
I
smart
guess
people?
that must be me.
Yes.
I am Epic Dude Guy, or Robbie. I've
Yes,
played this
hello.
game a couple times.
I'm not the smart people, but I'm here too. I'm Shaforni or Shane. I also played this game a couple of times.
I haven't, but we'll see what we'll do.
I'll get you through it.
All right, before we start, I just want to quickly announce that we have a $69 donation from Serve You a Lot with no comment. And we're getting very, very close to our donation total from last year. And we would really love to hit that, preferably within the next run. So I have made a deal with chat that if by a certain point that Kata will bring up a little later once we start the run. If by a certain point in Tomb Raider we get to $1,821, I will gift 3 more subs to chat. That is my proposition for you guys. We would love it, absolutely love it, if we could make it to that donation amount. So I will cede the floor back over to you guys.
Sounds good. And just as an info, that point will be roughly in 15 minutes from now on. Unless I play really, really poorly, then it's more than 15 minutes. But yeah, I guess I'll...
Sorry, I should have asked this. Are you gonna share your screen on Discord or should I look through
I
DLC?
will not, no. Sorry.
No, it's okay. You know, as a
Professionalism.
restreamer, you think I would probably have thought to ask before.
Well, peek behind the curtain at Hekathon. Yeah, so Tomb Raider, right, new game. Usually this is the point where we would say we're bad speedrunners, so we play it on easy, but that's actually banned by the community. Because on easy you have aim assist allegedly on controller, so I will not choose easy. I will instead play on normal, so we at least took one step forward. And yeah, we'll start once I click normal. So in 3, 2, 1, go. And we have some FMVs and cutscenes right at the start, and the FMVs are really quiet. Don't worry about it, because the rest of the game is not, so that's good. Yeah, so story-wise, we just, yeah, wrecked our ship and we stranded on a allegedly an uninhabited island, or not, I don't know, we'll see about that.
Maybe.
And yeah, Lara groans. This game has good subtitles.
We'll hear a lot of Laura groans throughout this game.
Yes, but in case you missed them, the game will tell you that she's groaning. Yeah, and already a few seconds in, we already got captured. Pretty good. And for some reason, we get hung upside down. And the best way to free yourself from that predicament is, of course, to set yourself on fire. Which hopefully I will succeed. But to be fair, I haven't done this in a while because we are actually allowed to start from save file after this cutscene because this is not very engaging gameplay.
What do you mean? You get to swing back and forth? This
True.
may be the most fun part of the run to me.
Yeah, it took a while to get it through, but kind of improved the run by a lot. Because this section always ends up in like 140 something.
6, yeah.
It's just always the same time. But it's always a bad time.
So every time we would have to reset, we would have to go through this, and soon you will see why we often reset in intro, because I will go for intro out of bounds. Which is why I will quit out of the game. It's not because I'm already fed up, but close enough.
There aren't even any relics here.
Yeah, when you quit out, it reloads the area, and if you're able to jump basically right away, you can jump out of bounds and skip a lot of unnecessary walking.
Yeah.
Nice.
Only issue is this area is not very maneuverable, especially not with Lara in this weird state, and she doesn't even drop down. Okay, I'm not sure if I'm still out of bounds.
Oh, very good.
Okay, I'm still out of bounds. I think.
Yeah, it's usually fine.
Good. Yeah, so basically if I drop inbounds, this skip is over, and if I fall off the collision, this skip is also over, so no worries.
Yeah.
It
It's
just
easy.
has to do a bunch of platforming out of bounds first. this is easy walking, but then he has to scale a rock, which can be slippery.
Yeah, just to give a
Right.
perspective of how easy this is I did my run of Tomb Raider last year. I just didn't even try this trick, so it's really impressive to see someone do it
Damn, the very
in a
last jump
marathon.
failed me. Can I at least land inbounds? Or can I land at all?
Oh.
Where
Oh,
am I?
nee.
Oh well, whatever. So that was literally pretty much the last jump that could have gone wrong, and it's the one that usually goes wrong. So at this point in an attempt, I would reset and go through the rope swinging again. I wasn't allowed to start from safe file.
Yeah, the sad part is you need to get that jump to actually save time, pretty much.
Yeah. 'Cause now pretty much it was a waste of time. But luckily that cutscene actually gives you a torch, because we need the torch in the next room. Otherwise we would probably be soft lock, from what I know. Because I don't really know how to do this next room, but luckily Shane probably knows, so he can tell me what to do.
Oh yeah, sure. You actually don't know.
I also had the same predicament in America.
Yeah. Let me
Yeah.
jog my memory.
It's fine, hopefully, maybe.
No, it's very
Light some
easy.
boxes, push them somewhere.
Need to light
Yeah.
the torch, I think.
So you light the little thing. You light the torch again, and then you light the little pillars, and that
Yeah.
drops the crane thing down.
So this is the room we would basically skip. That's the entire setup of that thing.
Yeah, light those,
Yeah.
and then you light one of the boxes, and you have to wait for it to go into the basket. And then you jump on the thing.
Now I know why I never do this. God, this is annoying.
You can light the boxes before they get in there. The thing I don't really understand is how the boxes stay lit when they're in flowing water.
Wait, I need to get on the thing, right?
Yeah, you
Yes.
jump on the thing, and then you jump back off and shove the little crate.
Wait, oh no,
Yeah.
I need to stay on the thing.
Yes, you need to wait for the jump in.
I'm clearly not a glitchless runner, in case you couldn't tell.
Yeah. I'm also not a glitchless runner. I'm just not good enough to do the intro out of bounds.
Well, clearly, neither am I.
Yeah, luckily
Hey,
you
let's go.
got me here for this.
Yes, thank you for
Okay.
sacrificing more time.
You know what
after-
else we have?
Yes, please go ahead.
2 new donations.
Oh.
Apparently, you guys in chat absolutely really wanted those gifted subs. So we have $35 from Robbie XD with your Cadarev Bliss emoji or
Amazing.
sub emote. It looks like as the comment, and then $25 from Noob Salmon who says "Let's go Cata."
Thank you very much, both of you, and thanks for donating to this marathon. And enjoy the gift subs.
Yeah, it's very. We're
Soon.
very very excited that we managed to beat last year's donation total over 24 hours before the marathon's even over. So that's crazy. Thank you guys so much for all the donations and all the support.
Yeah. Anyways, he just got out of bounds. No big deal.
Yeah, this is second out of bounds you can do
Probably
in the
didn't even
intro,
see.
but it's only skips like a 7-second QT. It's not as
Speaking of cuties,
yeah. Might be the last one, or might not be the last one in this run. We'll see.
Something I actually want to route for Hekathon at some point is an all unique deaths run of this game.
yes,
Yeah.
the classic.
Have at
How
it.
do you know that you've covered all of them?
You'll never
All
know.
known
truly.
unique deaths.
All confirmed that.
Confirmed deaths.
So yeah, we got out of the first area, which was pretty much a tutorial. And we actually had to play most of it, unluckily. But yeah, so now we actually get to know what this game is called, and then I will try to immediately jump to the left and hopefully get a good animation and get the camera stuck. Wait, actually I didn't skip intro, so maybe it will not get the camera stuck.
I don't think it matters.
Damn, it did not get the camera stuck.
Oh, shame.
Better reset.
Yeah,
Is
the
that a
camera
time
staying
loss?
there is really funny.
Yeah, so basically we now are trying to find some of our friends that we stranded here with, rather unsuccessfully for some time now. Because first we'll actually find some weapons, which are now our new best friends, because they're actually useful in this game.
unlike Friends.
Exactly.
Yeah, and this isn't like even a message about Tomb Raider. This is just in general. Get some weapons. Stop being friends with people.
So there I reloaded the checkpoint because there is usually like small cutscene where she gets off the tree trunk and looks around, and we don't want to do that. Like this
Big
one here.
skip right there. By doing scramble jumps, you can get kind of an extended jump off of a ledge. We'll use that more often.
Yeah, there's this scramble that you can see Caddy doing over and over again, where you basically just like, I don't know, shuffle along the floor like a weird goblin. I don't really know how else to describe it, but it's one of the fastest waves to move, and it also sort of extends your like grounded state a little bit longer, so you can get some extended jumps from it as well.
Yeah. So usually in this category, in the good category, which is to say no DLCs, usually the fast wave movement is scramble jumps, so first scrambling then jumping. Sometimes we'll just roll because in certain areas your jumps are actually slower, like if it's windy or if like the camera is following you closely. Again, another checkpoint reload here. But yeah, generally we want to scramble jump, but in this area, for example, we can't scramble at all because Laura's hurt, so that would not work. But usually we'll see me scramble jumping.
Yeah, it's really nice that this game has it, because you put the scramble on one direction of the mouse wheel and then the jump on the other, and it makes for really smooth movement.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, interesting. I've never done that,
Oh.
but I should try that.
Yeah, it's really nice.
You could do that, that's
Okay.
what we meant.
One thing to mention is this is the no DLCs category. The DLC, I didn't even know this. I ran the no DLC category last year because I didn't want to pay money for the DLC. Apparently the DLC is just a $1 DLC that gives you one of the upgrade perks earlier in the game. Me and Caddy share similar feelings. We don't want to spend $1 on something that dumb,
Yeah.
so we run no DLC, even though it's
neither.
slightly slower.
Yes, we are moral human beings. So yeah, now I'm getting a bow, which is good. I need to shoot a deer here just to progress the story and load the next area. And then you're supposed to like collect the meat from the deer and go back to the campfire. But we won't do that. We just need this
Yeah.
cutscene basically.
No, I
Yes.
think we'll go back to the campfire, but I think it's right behind the door, right?
We will go back to a campfire. But
Where is it?
Yeah, I think it's to the right. I'm pretty sure that's where it is.
How do we ever get inside?
Oh, that's weird.
locked,
We'll
damn.
have to find something.
oh no.
Oh, there we go.
Whoops.
Okay. Good job, Laura.
So yeah,
So yeah,
weapons are very useful, as we said earlier.
aiming is interesting.
Yeah, a lot of this
Kinda-
game very broken. So when you like scramble backwards, when you aim, you can actually scramble backwards, and you can use that to kind of push yourself inside of a door. And then you can there's like this push animation Lara can do that you can direct backwards as well. So once you've pushed yourself a little bit into a door, you can just run on through it. It sounds easy when I describe it like that. It's not that easy. It also depends on your frame rate, but yeah, it lets you do things like that.
Might get to see it a few more times. But yeah, there are quite a few clips of different varieties in this game. Soon you will see another one once I'm climbing out of this, whatever it is, bunker. Because there is a cutscene and a scripted event outside the bunker that we want to skip, because Lara would get like caught in a bear trap and would get attacked by wolves and blah blah blah. We don't want to do that. Instead we will clip on top of this bunker and out of bounds.
Yeah, getting caught by a bear trap doesn't sound like something you would want to do.
Exactly.
Yeah, we want to avoid any pain inflicted to Lara.
So this skip in particular is kind of weird, because you split up Lara by removing the camera from her body, pretty much. That's why Kenny has to go over the ledge there for a bit to fuse them together again.
Yeah. So if in
Yeah.
that state where the two are split, if you jump, you just fall back through the ceiling. So that wouldn't help at all. But like that, yeah, we skipped all of that. We also skipped the trigger that would make the camera go back to normal, so it's a bit uncomfortably close right now, but that's fine. I'll take that over playing more of this game. I mean, what?
Yeah, the unmerged Lara like camera and her body being separated is honestly one of the weirdest glitches I've ever seen. It's very
Yeah.
difficult to describe how it works.
It's yeah.
Speaking of weird,
Just-
don't mind the missing textures here, it's fine.
Fascinating.
This is so fascinating. Oh wow.
You don't say.
So
we-
we have to upgrade
yeah.
the pickaxe, the pry-axe here, yeah.
There's a whole
Uh,
RPG theme going on in this game that doesn't really get used much in the speedrun. But you can
Also
get
don't use the,
experience and skill points
yeah.
and weapon upgrades.
And there, we found basically one of our crew members, and he asked us to please help him open that gate, but we politely declined and just left him behind.
Sorry, we have a bow now. We don't need you.
Oh wait, we don't have our bow anymore. We just got captured again.
Yes.
Turns out on this Japanese island there are Russian bad guys, of course. Oh
What do you
well.
mean, of
It's-
course?
It's obvious. I mean, why wouldn't there be?
So yeah, now we're here and don't have any weapons and they're handcuffed. We just have to make our way past these guys, and soon we will pretty much hit a dead end and have to hide for a while.
Can't you just decide to not be handcuffed anymore?
Not yet. Need a bit more determination for that. So this looks like a good hideout.
Oh,
We'll
yeah,
just
perfect.
stay here and
Yeah.
look away from them so they will not see us.
If I ignore it, they will go away.
Also, it should be
Close
noted
your
that
eyes, Laura.
exactly. I mean, she pretty much is. It should be noted that this guy actually doesn't really speak proper Russian. It's like super bad Russian apparently, which is curious because they have a Russian dub, which like normal Russian, but they redubbed this bad Russian for this
Very
guy.
good.
Yes.
Yeah. So we see another example of the QTEs. This couldn't be a real fight. You instead have to
Also,
press
we're not
QTEs to
handcuffed
bite his ear
anymore.
off.
Finally free.
She saw a weapon. She just got so inspired.
And he's
Whoops.
oops.
Oh no.
No, officer, it went off by accident.
Very brutal.
But at least now we have a gun, which is good because that's another
And our
weapon.
bow again.
Exactly.
You
I don't
would
know, she
Practice
might
with
get-
the gun.
Exactly. So you have this tutorial here.
Tutorial where shooting is impossible.
Yeah, if you don't headshot them within the first 2 seconds, the camera or
Oh,
the
nice.
aim is actually intentionally bad.
Very good. Yeah. Nice job. Yeah.
Burning house skip right here. Certain setup and then weapon swap into the rock. Yeah, easy. So the
Very
thing
good.
with like walking backwards with a weapon out is already kind of glitchy, and it's different for every weapon. So you can trigger those kind of things by weapon swapping sometimes.
Yeah. Just
Which
also
is really nice
sometimes if
there.
you clip up like this, the game tries to pull you back inbounds, which is why I had to constantly like go the other way there until you kind of break free from it. It's a pretty common theme with a lot of clips in this game.
I can see smoke coming from the old ruins.
One thing I want to mention is the section where you're shooting those two guys, where you mentioned that you get really shaky.
Yep.
The first guy you shoot, he drops his flashlight when he dies, and your bullet can get blocked by the flashlight.
Yes.
Which I think is hilarious.
So realistic.
That's exactly what I want in my video games.
You just do what it really takes to get to me, Lana.
Hopefully we can get a hitbox or a collision viewer to see what the hitbox on that thing looks like.
It's gotta be enormous. I swear I hit it every other run.
These two guys I want to kill quickly, otherwise more guys will spawn, and I want to kill them quickly because I need to be able to do scramble jumps to cross this gap. There is a different way to skip this part, but I like this one more. And now we're
It
coming up to
involves
the
a glitch that we're not ready to describe yet.
Yes, but we will be in 2 minutes. And this
Unless
is
a certain thing
the
happens here.
This is the dreaded shaft where the game might crash. Even in casual play on glitchless, the game crashes here, so that's good.
I
It's
crashed
very
here on my
strange.
first playthrough.
And oh,
Okay, you're good, right?
for now.
I got baited.
Yeah.
My stream lagged at the exact
It
moment.
is. It does seem a little stuttery. Yeah.
So yeah, never mind. This game is very well put together. It would never
Yeah,
crash.
never crashed.
It can still crash randomly though. That's
Correct.
just the known crash.
It's also interesting that I, just because of muscle memory, already hovered above my pause splits key, because you're allowed to pause your timer if the game crashes, until I realized, wait, I don't have a timer running.
Yes, so we're getting to one of the most, honestly, the thing that got me interested in the game in the first place. It's a big skip, but first we have to get up. So, wolves stole our supplies, so I guess we're gonna go get them back from wolves.
Sure.
Wolf's bad.
Yeah. I don't know. If wolves stole my supplies, I would probably just let them have it, to be honest.
Yeah.
I mean,
But
we have
There
some
it
wolves up
Lara.
there. We have a wolf
And
there, and he will
so-
teleport soon back. Yeah, there he goes, and he's gone again.
Gonna
Good.
get skywalking soon.
Yes.
So by jumping onto a slope that sends you down, if you then pivot, you can stop sliding down and slide up instead. That's the quick version of that. So you can kind of control it by moving the camera and aiming your controls in a certain pattern. It looks hard, and it is pretty hard.
yeah, I'm not joking when I say that, like, I spent like 30 to 40 hours doing this skip over and over again
Yeah.
before I could ever
Yeah.
do a single run.
This is like the first one you kind of have to do if you want to save any substantial amount of time. So if you will definitely spend a lot of time getting used to this, because the thing is with the skywalks, this is by far, like, this is not the last one we will do. And each one kind of uses its own setup and route and like camera movement you have to learn, so
Mm-hmm.
it takes
Each one
a while.
feels different as well. Like when
Exactly.
when I was learning, when you get the first one done, it's like, oh, I can skywalk now. That's
Sure.
not really the case. It's like, oh, next one just fails. Yeah, it's really just a whole new mechanic that you have to get used to.
Yeah, now we have to stealth past these guys very successfully.
Oh, good job. Oh, I don't think they see you yet. Nice. Very good. Yeah, interestingly enough, there are some sections where I swear it's just so easy for you to die, but then a section like this where you're surrounded by so many enemies, they can barely ever hit you.
Yeah, the only thing that could happen, and I definitely didn't just jinx myself, is that they shoot me off the zip line. Okay, I didn't jinx myself. Good. Because if you're like riding the zip line and you get shot by anything, you immediately let go of it, which is unfortunate.
It's very rare, but I have had it
Yeah.
happen once or twice. So some more of these door clips we did before are coming up, but they're a bit more difficult because there are enemies around who are going to get in the way.
Okay,
So we
that's
kill
one.
some of them.
That's the only reason why we can.
Okay.
Yes.
And the second
And
door
then-
there has very non-existent collision above it, which is good.
Well-made game.
Then there's a assault rifle.
A new gun.
Oh, the good thing they just leave it lying around on the floor.
Yeah.
In this section, you have to kill, I believe, 4 or 5 enemies, and then they'll open these doors.
Yeah.
So the goal is to kill them as fast as possible here, and then you can, yeah, they say that line, you can proceed. And there's another door
Let's
clip
see if
here.
we can skip most of these by just ignoring
Uh-huh.
them mostly and then clipping. Or
Oh, nice.
yeah, okay.
Yeah, that can be really
good.
tough, depending on the AI there.
And now for the best skip in the game.
Huh.
This is a pipe skip, and it's unlike any other skip in the game. You kind of have to use collision in a weird way to clip through very just a lot of stuff all at
Yeah.
once. Oh, that was pretty good.
Nice, really good job.
Hello, why can I not interact with the campfire? Thank you.
What?
Loaded the
So-
campfire.
It's
The-
actually
again-
getting a skill here,
Yeah.
which will be used for skips later. It allows you to throw sand, and you get a bit more tanky at the same time.
Yeah, the tankiness is not for a skip, it's just so you die less often.
Not like it really matters because you pretty much are still instantly dead if someone with an assault rifle points at you.
True.
Quick
Okay.
out of bounds there by skywalking across. Now
Yep,
we're
and then
like
another
slightly
really-
next to the level.
This is dangerous at this point. If he falls off or gets back in bounds, there'll be a big time loss. But I mean, you're
What
a pro
could go
gamer.
wrong?
That won't happen. Yeah.
Luckily, I am a pro gamer for this next part.
Not like anyone has ever missed that jump.
No, never. Really exciting section here.
Yes, this is the part where we play the game. Is this a cutscene or is it not a cutscene?
I remember that
Uh,
game. What do you think, chat? Any
Is this a cutscene?
any
it not a
gambas?
cutscene?
Is it a cutscene or is it not a cutscene?
I
This
mean,
is a good time for donations if there are any, probably.
a lot of donations now. Also,
Okay,
there's.
I
It's
do
a
have
bad
one
time.
donation.
Oh, sure, go ahead.
We just have $10 from Crazy Chris, who says, "Thanks to Tom Rish for gifting me a sub today. Let's hit this goal so we all get some free subs."
Thank you, Crazy Chris. So, guys, is this a cutscene?
Surely
Is
it's a
this the game?
cutscene by now.
I mean, look at
It
this,
must
this
be.
camera movement. This must be a cutscene.
Okay, I think
Like
we
you
can-
can't even move. Well, I guess you can
Exactly.
move now.
With all this camera movement, I would have had to change my directional input so many times.
Yeah. We'd have to be like stuttering sometimes, maybe.
If you
Okay,
stop
well, she
holding
can't reach
W-
that.
Yeah, I think
That's
Only
just
with a
too far.
jump. Oh wait.
No way she's gonna. She's gonna. Oh.
Wow. What impressive inputs did you have to do? Did you have to like
Yeah.
jump?
Why is there no QTE for that? Actually,
Yeah, that is weird.
maybe the developers thought it was a cutscene.
In case you're wondering, me having to adjust the radio there had more difficult inputs than the entire tower climb.
You just have to hold W the whole tower climb, but if you stop, she does stop climbing.
Exactly.
It's the absolute worst because you can't even like go get a snack or anything.
I just put something on my W key and then peace out.
That's fair. Okay, we want to get attention of a plane or a helicopter, I think. So we're gonna make a big explosion. Really smart idea by Lara.
Yes.
If you're ever stranded on a survival situation, probably just make the biggest explosion you can make.
Yes. And stand right next to it.
Stand right next to it.
Stand really close.
Also, we can make Lara stretch here a bit by holding our gun, and this will make her, yeah, do that.
Oh, very good.
And now this is the first of a few segments that are they apparently liked a lot because all you do is slide sideways. And yeah,
Yeah,
So
it's
the,
really
the
exciting.
plane crashes because nobody can enter or leave this island. It's cursed. It gets hit by lightning, and then Lara feels guilty. Or so I would assume.
Yeah, there's like a Japanese god who's dead, but also like trying to get a new body to enter. So they kidnap Lara's friend to do that. And then you make a big explosion.
Mhm.
I don't know. There's a lot, you know. There's some logic somewhere.
maybe. Just like
Kill
there's logic
everyone.
in everything disintegrating that Lara touches here.
This all was very fragile before Lara got here, and she just had to put her foot on it, didn't she?
I wonder why this place is abandoned.
Yeah. But we're in luck. There are some very cool skywalks coming up.
Hopefully.
Hopefully.
This one, as we said, is a lot different from the previous ones. Yeah, because I couldn't get it.
Yeah. Setup
Because
here
I
is
can't
pretty
get
tricky.
it. It's- oh
If you
my
go
God,
much lower than
it's-
that, you'll get
yeah.
in a death barrier.
Okay, and at least somewhat up.
And the walls are not smooth at all, which also makes it hard. And then you have a bit of a midsection here where you can set up another one. And here you can build up a lot of speed, and you will need that to go over the rocks here and then onto the rope. There you go.
And then through the wall, as we all do.
Yes, because there we skip another scripted
And,
event.
Yeah. And when you have the high speed, you also have to hit a low trigger.
Yeah.
Otherwise, this stuff isn't here.
And crossing this river gives us rope arrows, because that's very kind of the game. Because we need rope arrows right here.
Yes, it is
Thanks.
very nice. So yeah, you can use rope arrows to pull open those rope doors. You can also use it to like make a little slidey thing that she's been using in different areas.
Now we meet up with our good friend,
Roth,
Mr. Roth.
and we leave him
Yeah.
again.
It was great seeing you.
Yes.
Miguel.
You're still alive? Good. Bye.
What if at some point that doesn't hold true anymore?
Oh no, I can't
What?
imagine.
So
Oh, nice.
cool skywalk here, which saves like 10 seconds.
Yeah, but it
But,
looks so sick.
It's really cool.
Yeah.
Have to make up the time I lost from not doing intro bands.
Ah, yeah. So you basically skip the climbing sections you can create with the new rope bow thingy, because those are pretty slow.
Yes.
So we just enter from the side.
And we're coming up on another, again, really weird skywalk that just almost requires you to do completely different things from all the other
Yeah.
skywalks.
This one is really hard to learn, but for some reason it's not that hard anymore for me. I don't know. At some point, it just works.
Yeah, maneuvering around some of the terrain in that area is just very weird.
Yeah. It's just also the start of it is really hard.
So we're gonna
'Cause
do
you have
some
very
dirty
little
tricks here,
space.
too.
Yeah, this is
yeah,
what we
nice
skilled
one.
for the for
Yeah.
earlier. So you can see we're in a sliding animation, ice skating as we call it. And on one hand it's faster than the slow walk you would get here, but it also has some interesting side effects that we will exploit later on.
Yes. It's also very appropriate that it's called dirty tricks.
True.
So we're gonna find this dead pilot, and
Yeah.
sorry, spoilers. I'm getting a little ahead of this.
And I'd
But
say we
then-
haven't been captured in a while, so it's
Yeah,
about
this-
time.
Yes, exactly what I was gonna say.
Oh,
Skip the cutscene. Oh, okay. Now we're captured again. Yeah. Okay, makes sense.
Captured again.
By the way, I
However,
want to
we'll be-
mention.
yes.
Get out
Uh,
of this.
I just want to mention. We killed that deer. In like 15 minutes in to get some food. We still have not eaten.
True.
Well, don't need to after this. Just
Yeah.
too
Lost
disgusting.
my appetite.
I mean, we could just grab a few bites here.
No thanks.
Recommend.
Yep. And we're going to get. Yeah, we don't need food because we're getting a shotgun in a second, and that's gonna be all the sustenance we need, I think. So there's a big spooky monster thing you see back there. I have no idea if you actually fight that thing in the casual playthrough
Neither do I.
because I've never played through this game casually.
That's one of the guys you meet later, right?
I know there
you
is
might
one
be
like
right.
that in the
Uh,
final like area where you fight them, but I don't know if it's the same one.
I don't know if it's the same one though. So the
I
heads
guess
will
also
roll.
a bit late to say that if you don't like gore, you should look away.
Yeah. No, perfect timing on the one.
You can look back now. It's fine.
Yeah,
Well,
here's the sh-
this is all a little gross.
Here's the
If you don't
shotgun.
like gore, maybe come back in 30 minutes. Sorry.
You
and
guys
Another
have a second.
weapon.
I have a $10 donation.
just a sec.
It is
Is
a
that
big
too-
skip here.
Yeah, cool trick here by sliding onto invisible barriers and then jumping out of them. You can go out of bounds here,
Really
as
nice.
shown.
Okay. Yeah, I'll just make my way to the monastery now out of bounds, so you can go ahead.
We have $10 from Satori Earth, who says that radio tower climb was amazing.
Thanks. I learned from the best, which is Satori. Because he's an actual glitches runner, so he would actually know all of the answer to all the questions we just had.
Very good.
Would you say the climb was a big W?
That's really good. Okay, so we skip basically all of this level and jump back in bounds here, and now there's supposed to be a big fight. So yeah, we'll have a big fight. Oh yeah, first we have to open this.
Sorry.
One of the
Then we
pillars.
will have a big fight.
Yeah, then we'll have a big fight.
Yeah, this never made sense to me casually. So we're in this thing that's almost falling apart, and our goal is to make it fall apart.
You know, like, I think Lara is just a force of destruction.
Yes. How has
came to
this
the-
thing not collapsed yet?
Let me
Let's
fix
make
that.
it happen. Yeah, so now a bunch of enemies are gonna spawn out of nowhere to come fight us. Luckily, we were prepared, and we're just gonna kill them as they jump through the air.
Got the bow with pickup, very important. Not?
Nice. You reload checkpoint here because if you don't, the game will soft lock or crash. I don't know. I've always reloaded checkpoint here.
Same.
We were told by the speedrunner god of Tomb Raider that you have to reload here, so now we do that.
Yeah, basically
Small
also
stack
resets the
here.
puzzle.
Grab the
Oh,
bell
yeah.
early.
Headphone users be warned. Maybe.
Oh yeah, true. Loud moans incoming. You can also turn it up if you want. I'm not judging.
This is a judgment-free zone. Okay, enjoy the speedrun how you like. Interestingly, I've never had weird audio problems here. Maybe it's because I turned
Really?
the volume down, and yeah, maybe it's because I have it down in like Windows Mixer and not through the game. But that part is just as quiet as the rest of the game for me.
Because I think we both had it, right? Robbie?
Yeah, I've any run I've watched.
Really, okay, maybe I just haven't played the game in a year, and that's all it is. But I'll check.
Are you there? I'm heading towards the palace.
So now we made it
Right,
out
where
of the
are we?
monastery.
I'll catch up to you when we can go into
Ah, Roth, still live?
Allegedly.
Yes.
Okay, bye.
Ro-
Okay, good to know.
Yeah, Roth's probably just doing some skywalks as well to get
Yeah.
around.
He's trying to learn. How did you do that?
He watched us fly off into the mountain.
So I jump against the cliff, and then what?
Turn around, I guess. Yeah. I would suggest if you have this game and you're interested in the skywalks, give it a try. These tricks are really, really hard, and it'll really give you some respect for
Mhm.
how impressive what Caddy is doing.
Yeah, well, I mean, they're difficult to learn, but as soon as they click, it's actually a lot of fun, I would say. I mean, it has its frustrating parts, but the run itself I find very, very fun.
Yeah. No, I
Yeah, for
actually
sure.
really enjoy this run. So if you're willing to put in the effort and this looks like a fun run to you, I would definitely suggest picking it up. I know the newer Tomb Raider games also have similar skywalks, but I've heard they're easier. I don't know if that's true. I've not played any of them.
Allegedly, but I find it to be wrong.
Okay.
Also another slide incoming here. For your all deaths route, I know this one has a pretty good death animation here.
Yes, very good.
This one is pretty infamous. I'll try to not get it. And if I get it, I'll say
Oh,
it's for
man.
research.
For research. I'm taking notes right now. Yeah, there are some really brutal deaths in this game. We luckily do our best to avoid them in the speedrun. So it goes from being like a PG-18 to maybe like PG-16. I don't know. I want to mention here, by the way,
Yeah.
there's this parachuting section you do. This is the only time I've ever seen in this game that a quick time event has you use shift. So my first 3 or 4 runs of this game, I would always die to that quick time event.
And you can still.
Can't find the shift button.
No, I just don't expect it. I'm like mashing F or something.
Also, dying in that part is really embarrassing and should never happen ever. Definitely not in a PB run. That would
Okay,
lose
this
a
is
lot
the-
of time.
This is like the best trick in the game. It's super consistent and really easy to do.
That looks really hurtful. Surely
Yeah,
she's
guess I
like,
failed.
dead now.
No, she's fine. She's fine.
She'll just walk it off.
Jump it off, maybe.
Also, I thought parachutes were used for like landing safely, so I'm not sure. I think she had one, but then got rid of it.
I didn't show
Again,
the
Lara.
alternative to that landing, but I think it's not as safe.
Might be some supplies on board.
Lara is just, she likes chaos and destruction. It's her ultimate goal.
Oh.
Now we're in
Yes, I
Shantytown.
guess there will be some supplies in the helicopter, which we will avoid.
We don't want those supplies. We don't want the food. We want nothing to do with this. Yeah, so another one of these camera displacement glitches that I find really impossible to do.
Yeah, you can fix this one not by fusing by going over ledge, but if you do like a scripted action, like climbing on something, you can also fix it that way. Which is what is
And-
used there.
You're gonna reload here
Mhm.
because that'll bring you your health back, and also it gives you fire arrows, I believe, is what.
Yeah, once you cross
Give
the
you the
gate, you get fire arrows. But yeah, we're still in a like hurt state, so she can't really scramble or do anything like that.
Right.
Also, there is no
And
way
it-
to go, is what they say. So we find a way to go.
Trapped.
Yeah.
Let's
There's
see
a
if that
big
holds up.
long.
Nope.
No. Oh, we found somewhere. Yeah, that's a big like 2-minute fight or something.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've never done it before, so we just skip it.
Let's say it's 2 minutes.
Let's just guess.
And upcoming is actually the biggest skip of this run. Not only in what it skips, but also how long it takes to perform it. Because we start
Yeah.
off here already by going out of bounds.
If you watched the run from last year, you'll remember this section very dearly. Where it took me, I think, literally 20 minutes to get this skip.
Yeah, it's really hard. It consists of multiple parts. First
Yeah.
we have to clip, and then we go to a mountain to do some skywalking. Actually, this is also not that easy, like scaling these rocks with the push animation thingy.
No, and there are a bunch of death barriers near the bottom there too that can easily kill you.
And skywalk up here. Very nice.
Perfect.
And
And
then
there's a
we
little
go-
bit left.
To a very special section here, which still makes no sense really. We're kind of just scaling an invisible rock by falling on it, and then you can walk on it, and then you roll off it onto another rock, and then
Yeah,
you made
don't
it.
worry about it.
It's,
We're not cheating, I swear.
Yeah,
it's a really unintuitive skip.
then you have to load this area. Oops.
Yeah, again, I never played through this casually, so if you don't do this skip,
Yeah,
you'll
you
get
actually
six.
skipped 3 entire
Okay.
levels, which are
Yeah,
very
just-
annoying.
It's a very big sequence break.
We're using dirty tricks here again, and he mentioned unique properties. Well, one of them is you can fly. That's an okay property in the trick.
I'll take that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Funny enough, doesn't actually save that much time. It's like maybe a few seconds,
Yeah,
but
that
it's
one.
very funny.
But we will do another
right.
one very soon that will
Yeah.
save a bit more. But the thing about these is they only last as long as the walkie-talkie conversation, so we're kind of limited. And yeah, as I said, there is a big one or another one of those coming up, because at the start of the next level, as it turns out, it starts immediately with a walkie-talkie. But I will actually enable VSync now to limit my frame rate. Please go ahead with explaining the rest because
Right. So as soon as he reloads, he can scramble and do the dirty tricks to get into flying. Then we will fly to a very specific part. The reason why I turned off VSync is so that you can actually survive the fall. The calculation for falling damage has something to do with the frame rate, so if you have too high frames, you will just die all the time.
Yeah.
And yeah, you gotta have to align this within the time frame that is the walkie-talkie conversation. I wonder if any other languages would have would change that length. Luckily, English is pretty long, so you can set it up properly to get right there.
Perfect.
Nice.
Nice.
oops.
Yeah, so
And then-
another big trick coming up, but I'll take a quick second to just mention. We haven't really explained this too much, but frame rate matters a lot in this game. The door clips you see us doing over and over again rely on a high frame rate, and the higher your frame rate, the easier it is. Or no, sorry, those rely on a low frame rate, and the lower your frame rate, the easier it is. But the skywalks rely on a high frame rate, and the higher your frame rate, the easier it is. So finding a precise frame rate right in between is really important. And we're just gonna jump under here. You gotta jump in a specific spot so Laura actually ducks down, which can be annoying to do. And then
don't
we
say.
grab on this random part of the map, and it just causes this section to trigger. Yeah.
Yeah, so the level is supposed to like turn and rotate, but we just skip to that final part. Like that's where you would usually end up on that like bar, but it's obviously still in the original position, so she also hangs on to it a bit weirdly. That's like just a level end trigger.
Very nicely done.
Yeah, really good run so far. Pretty much first try on every big skip. Again, these are really, really difficult, so it's impressive to see.
Speaking of difficult,
Yes.
soon will be one of the more dreaded skywalks, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
I think this is the hardest skywalk in the game.
Yeah, I think so too.
Definitely up there, yeah.
So what makes it hard is later on
Yeah.
in the skywalk, the rocks don't really match the collision, and you have to be on a very specific part of the collision to not fall down or go through the wall.
Also, you don't see Lara.
Right, that's also part of it.
Yeah, there are just so many things that go to make this one of the hardest skywalks. The rocks don't match the collision at all. You don't see Lara. The amount of height you need is very specific because if you're too high or too low, you can fall out of bounds.
And you can also apparently lose
and-
all of your speed.
yeah. How you get
Yeah.
over that part kind of determines your speed for the rest of it. This was not great speed.
Yeah, but looks really good. Nice.
Okay,
Perfect.
nice. Yeah. So right before, well, I was gonna say the rocks, but that doesn't make sense. But yeah, there's a certain part where the section where you can still skywalk is really small.
Yeah.
He also jumps on top of the building and then jumps over it because there is a little like loading zone you have to hit. And if you don't hit that, this section just doesn't exist yet.
Yeah, very nice. And we went here early because we're gonna do some warping, which is pretty cool routing actually. So we can get the bonfire here, the checkpoint, to warp to and from, and then we also got the beach one for free by just going there somewhat close.
Somewhat close, we mean within 1 kilometer or something?
Yeah, it's not that close. So you get that one for free, and then you can go to the research one early, which is pretty cool.
So what are
So
we
then
doing
we-
here, Robbie?
Yeah, this is actually completely pointless. We're getting a bow upgrade here, but it's not necessary.
Care to explain?
I recently found a way. Well, okay. So what the bow does is you can shoot the rope arrow into walls, and there's 4 such walls in the run. So to skip this bow, you would have to skip over 4 gaps, and 2 of them have been found for a long time, and I found the 3rd one a while ago, which is kind of impossible, and the 4th one I found recently, which is a really long skip, and it's really cool, but it's also pretty difficult.
It's even more impossible.
No, I would say the 3rd one's more impossible than the 4th one.
Ah, good.
You can actually get good at the 4th one, but the 3rd one's too random.
They're all way more difficult than most things you do in the run, and these things are already really, really difficult.
Yeah.
So
But it would end up saving. Wait, how much does it say? Was it
Or-
2 minutes?
Yeah,
Or was it 1
around
minute?
2 minutes, I think.
Because the skips
Yeah.
do take quite a bit to do.
So if you want to come in and spend 1,000 hours learning super hard skips in a game that isn't super actively run, you could get a free world record there.
Yeah. I have
That sounds
managed
exciting.
to do the 4th skip once in a single second. Like
Second.
the whole skip in one
Yeah.
go, basically. Not in a run or anything.
Just have a pocket world record ready to be set.
Yeah.
Also, some really just silly parts of this game. A lot of things are hard to do, but this right here, you just shift back into it, and then you just can shift up there. I say shift, it's scrambling, but yeah. And now you're up here, and you can just walk through these rocks. Very cool. It's strange how much of this stuff is very, like, weirdly broken and takes a lot of skill, and then how much of it is like, oh yeah,
Yeah.
you can just jump through this door.
So basically we're done with like the preparation phase of our grand plan to invade the enemy base, because the only way to leave this island is to like put that Japanese DT to rest, I guess.
like
Unfortunately,
that.
they also captured our friend and are trying to make her possessed and
Well,
whatever.
Matthias has another solution.
Yes.
He thinks that sacrificing, or so what he wants to do is transport the soul into a new body, which is our friend.
Oops.
And he thinks that will fix everything, which is fair.
Yeah, makes sense. Honestly,
But we
good
don't like
idea.
it.
Yeah.
So
if
we're
I were
gonna kill
Laura-
everyone who stands in our way.
If I were Laura, I'd just let him do it and leave.
So there's also a good point to mention that in a casual playthrough, or like the intended way to play through this game, you would get an upgrade that would allow you to zip up these zip lines at a pretty high speed. But that's one of the things we skipped with the big skywalk in Shantytown. So instead we get to scale these normally.
I didn't even know that was a thing.
That's also
Yeah,
why we
so
have to
we're-
actually do some of these a bit weirdly, because you're expected to have that upgrade and just zip up them, but we actually have to set up some of these clamps a bit weirdly later on.
Yeah, so we're taking a boat to the final area,
Whenever you're ready to go, come aboard.
the best area in the game, as everyone knows.
Yes, it's so good they put an unskippable cutscene at the start of it.
Just to let you know what you're getting into.
Not this one. This one you can only skip 10 seconds in, but the next one they were really wanted to make sure you watch it.
Okay, let's guess. Is this gameplay or a cutscene?
Can you actually steer the boat?
Yeah. Crash it directly into the wall. Hardest trick in the game.
Right, Satori, yeah. I forgot the thing that I mentioned, the zipline upgrade is in the Endurance, so the ship that we originally came here with, you would revisit, but that's also way off the route, so definitely not worth it to get that. I should know that because I run Hundo, but whatever. Thanks for exposing me as not knowledgeable.
That's okay.
We got your back, Laura.
Yes, we've
I like Lara giving a really bad explanation for why they shouldn't come along.
yes. And they say they've got her back by staying behind. Pretty good.
Yeah, very good.
My little bird.
Little bird.
Yes. For weird. So this is the upgrade we mentioned with the bow. So this allows me to shoot the rope arrows into the rock walls, and this is the first step we would have to skip.
Yeah, this one you would skip by skywalking. So you jump across, and you have to do a weird skywalk, and somehow get to the climbable part.
Unlike the other skywalks, which are not weird.
Yeah, those are perfectly normal.
Also, I've never understood why there you see the ninja guys and then they just run away. Like, I don't know. I don't know what that's supposed to show. But yeah, oh, there were ninja guys here. They're gone now, though.
Be careful.
Be careful.
Oops.
We'll strat here to alert the guys, because there's a door. But if you alert them early, the door closes before they even get into the room. So you can
Should've-
skip them that way.
Makes a lot of sense, honestly.
Will I get caught? No.
Yeah, so this section here, you can roll past these guards. If you get caught at all, you immediately die. But for whatever reason, your first time in here, you can roll past with no issues. If you die and respawn, they will catch you if you roll.
Yeah, and rolling is a lot faster than just scrambling past them.
Also, there's a jump here that saves like 1 second, but it can also fail sometimes randomly, and then you die.
So you say I should go for it, right?
Yes, obviously.
I went for it.
Nice.
Don't know anyone who's traumatized by that at all.
So it's unclear. Like you see that big guy down there, and it says in the subtitle "Inhuman Roars." So I guess he's not human, but maybe the other small guys are human. It's
Yes.
very unclear.
Because just to clarify, right after Inhuman Roars, it says speaking Japanese.
Maybe it was Lara who was inhuman.
Maybe roars in Japanese are just inhuman to the Tomb Raider developers.
Oops. Oops.
So we've not seen a ton of combat throughout the game, but there's actually a really, really big fight coming up.
Let's fix that.
Yeah. They couldn't let us finish the game without that, could they? I actually think this fight is really cool though.
Yeah, the shotgun is very useful for these enemies.
Yeah. Even
First
though
shot
we
will shoot
never
off their
upgrade
armor.
anything in this game, it's still very helpful.
You can also headshot them with like your pistol pretty easily. But you have to do it multiple times, so might as well shotgun them.
Might as well.
So we'll stock up on some ammo maybe?
No.
Whatever, you're already good. Okay.
Actually, what is my... Counts my pistol. Not 9, I think. Whatever. It's fine.
Yep, think more things getting destroyed. Yeah, and here's the big fight, so there's a lot of interesting routing you can do. But it's kind of difficult to explain it. I haven't played it in here, so maybe I'm not the best to explain it.
Oh, I haven't seen that. have I? Yeah, there's a certain spawning pattern. There will be like 2 guys coming down here, and one's behind you, from here, and then the last one's a bit random. But that was pretty good.
Yeah, nice.
So, here you have to kill a certain amount of enemies.
If they let me.
The archers, and then like 4
Or...
or something.
Mhm.
So kill the archers first because they don't follow you, and then let the heavies follow you into a death trap.
Yes. that they kind of set up on them on their own.
Exactly.
Very good.
Uno reverse card.
Yeah, so there are like certain stages of the fight, and you hear the guys go like, "Roar!" and that's when you can quit and reload. And then there are more guys dropping down here, and if you shoot them while they're in the air, sometimes they instantly die. I don't know why sometimes they live.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, I think it's when you get like a bad shot. It has to be a full hit.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It's going quite well so far. So
Yeah,
this is like the
really.
first part of that section, and then it's just these guys dropping down. And then maybe one more archer.
Yeah, that guy didn't die for some reason.
Yeah.
Ah, yeah.
Really, really good fight though.
Oh, yeah,
it's
that's amazing.
it's easy to have like one small mistake, and then that fight just spirals out of control.
Yeah,
but
this can snowball super quickly.
and then oh no, it's the really big guy from before. Oh, this is gonna be a really tough fight. Oh, he's gone.
Surely
Okay.
he's heavy enough to withstand the wind. The weight.
Oh.
Also, really cool skip coming up here. You're gonna do it, right? Or-
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I bullied Caddy into doing this skip for a long time, and it's really cool. So you clip out of bounds using the door that you open, and then you can go around the gore. Don't want to show too much. Oh wait.
Oh no.
And then you get in here, and then we have to do some weird roll clipping by just rolling a lot and then hoping you clip to
Yeah.
get around the room in the fastest way possible. Because
That-
there's a lot of ways to do it. The skip there.
I think that was found like about a year ago because I remember before my run, like a couple of days or a week before my run, I saw that skip. And I was like, I'm not gonna learn this in time.
Yeah, no thanks. Yeah, we actually, when we started running, we didn't know that skip existed. Later,
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Artie explained it to us. And then I started
Yeah.
using it and starting to figure out how to actually do it kind of consistently.
The old alternative to it is pretty silly. You jump on some bodies as like platforms, but it's just a lot slower.
Yeah. It's kind of cool. Like this skip is 30 seconds faster than the other skip, so you can
Yes.
see how much it saves.
But
over
we actually
time.
do need to do a skip there because to actually like do the puzzle in that room like the intended way, you would need the zipline upgrade I explained earlier.
Oh. Actually,
Because you need to move
Because you
the
need to pull the thing.
page. Yeah. Anyways, climbing in this game is great.
Yeah,
Yes.
no issues.
Oh.
Uh,
What was that?
very weird, yeah.
Weird. air
I
control.
mentioned it took forever for me to learn the skywalks. Honestly, this may have been equally as hard as learning how to not randomly die in the end.
Yeah.
Also jump at this door. Okay, we're through.
Frame
Really,
rate
really
is
good
win.
game.
So this is the one zipline I mentioned earlier where we have to do some very specific movement because you're supposed to have enough speed with the zipline upgrade to just fly towards this beam there, but we actually have to like inch our way forward here, otherwise you would actually overshoot this. So by being slower you would have more speed somehow, I don't know. It's dumb.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense because I never understood why. It's so
Yeah.
weird.
Thanks, Chris. Get to the boat.
Also, the skip for the bow would start here, or the
Yeah.
last one, and you go all around this room, jumping like across beams onto very small surfaces. It's really cool.
And if you mess any of it up, you have to start all over again. So there is
Yeah.
a reason nobody's implemented it yet, but maybe one day. It is
Yeah.
really, really cool looking. Much more interesting than what you do normally. So, what would Lara have done if the lightning didn't strike the mountain? Who knows?
Also, yes, screen shakes are very cool. Yeah,
Oh,
this is
no.
another rope
God.
where you.
Oh my god.
This is another rope where obviously you're not supposed to be that slow, but actually it kind of works in our favor because we can take a shortcut here. You can also take this with the zipline, but it's a bit more finicky.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and this is actually a really cool, like, not very glitchy shortcut. Man,
Yeah.
I hate this ending section. It's horrible.
Sorry for.
Last climbing section. Surely never lost a PB there.
You just
Something that you're doing entirely casual. It must be easy to not fail, right?
you just jump upwards.
There is a
Come on.
technique that we use. So if you don't hold forwards when you're jumping up, you don't get the backlash from the wind. Or how would you call it? Like the force.
Yeah.
So that's really helpful to go straight up here.
Only issue is if you die once, you don't have that neutral jump anymore, so you don't want to die. Anyways, skip.
Big skip here to skip an entire
Yeah.
fight that is really hard.
Yeah, this arena is in a circle, so we could go casually around the circle or skip it entirely.
And I want to mention Tom, we are getting close to time.
Yes, because the final boss is of course a QTE.
This is the
This is
guy who
the-
wants to, reincarnate the Japanese god Is.
The bad man.
Also, finally, Lara has her dual pistols, only to use them for 5 seconds and then never use them again, even in the next games. It's
Yeah, very, very good.
time.
GG.
Thanks.
GG's.
Long, sharp death scream.
The subtitles in this game
Same.
are just very good.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah. Apart from intro,
That's right.
it's pretty good.
We've already forgotten about that.
Well, now you have. So yeah, we save the friend, and
By setting it on fire.
yes.
Classic. Luckily, the ritual takes apparently an absolute eternity, or else she would
Yes.
have been screwed.
And that explosion is also very non-lethal. But yeah, we saved the princess and all is good, I guess. So yeah, that was Tomb Raider 2013. Thank you very much, Robbie and Shane, for the commentary. It was a lot of fun.
Thank you for running this game.
Yeah, thank you. So I didn't have to do it.
No worries.
I didn't say that.